From BS and Beer Media, it's Top of the Bleachers with Jason and Tucker.
Handoff, Smith coming right, trying to outrun the coverage, makes a cut, gets it. Oh, he's still going. Oh, he's going to score. He's got the ball.
Let's see what the guys are talking about today.
Yo. Welcome to the Top of the Bleachers. What's up, bro? It is Wednesday, hump day for most of us.
My Tuesday.
I forgot to mention, I think I hit the button yesterday and it like froze on me for a second. So there might have been a 10-second or 5-second slip at the beginning of the show where we're going.
Oh, really?
So, whatever.
I noticed yesterday that you were doing the robot thing on my end. So I don't know. It could be just because school is let out and there's a lot more kids home, in the neighborhood and stuff.
Yep.
So that could be what's doing it, because I think it's probably because I never flinched or anything, which makes me think that it's on my end,
Yeah, I didn't see anything. So I would have thought I would have seen you freeze for a second or something, but I didn't. Anyway, man, today we got some Thanksgiving NFL games maybe to talk about, a little NBA playoffs. The Blazers are for sale.
The Blazers are for sale.
I didn't know if you heard that. Yeah, Trailblazers are for sale.
How much?
Phil Knight said he is not interested.
How much? Did they give what you'd have to put up to buy the Trailblazers?
Let me see here.
If it's more than $100, I'm not interested.
CNBC earlier this year valued the Trailblazers at $3.65 billion.
All right.
March,
we're about to get flagged. Get ready for this.
And the Celtics, they sold in March. They sold for $6.1 billion.
Yeah, but that's the Celtics, man. I mean, they have some history and stuff. Trailblazers.
Well, you get half price. You get Portland.
Here's what needs to happen, right? I just
you
came
got
up
Walmart and you got Dollar General. Okay.
I just figured out what needs to happen, right? So Elon Musk needs to buy the Portland Trailblazers, right?
Uh-oh.
And then rename them something like, the Real Americans or something like that.
Portland Patriots.
The Portland Patriots. That's awesome, dude. That is awesome.
Yeah. Well,
he's about him and
maybe a lot.
There's not too many individuals out there that could buy them. Like, it's probably going to be a conglomerate, like 5 or 6 partners go in to buy it if it gets sold. Because there's not a lot of even the really wealthy guys. I mean, 3-point-something billion, that's a chunk of change. That it's a little while before you start getting your money back on that project too, because not only are you going in, I wonder what the 3.6 billion, I wonder what that covers. Is that covering just buying the team, or are you covering salaries are you covering the contracts? Is that extra money that you're going to have to pay once you buy it? You got to cover contracts and stuff.
I don't know.
Then you'd have to wonder how old's their arena, what their attendance is. Portland is like the
small market, bro.
Small market, and Portland's kind of like trashy. It's kind of
a little bit. Well, Oregon, they're a little out there.
They are a little out there.
They're a little out there. They legalized everything, didn't they? And they one of those states that legalized everything.
I don't know. You got to be doing some crazy stuff to get arrested in Portland. If you get arrested in Portland, you were doing something that you probably need to go to jail for. Okay.
Possibly. Yeah. Floppy during the riots for sure. Yeah. Portland got hit hard. Seattle did too. Well, Phil Knight said he's not interested. He said 5 years ago I would have been, but I'm not now. But he's 87 right now.
Well, I didn't realize Phil Knight was that old.
I didn't either, but no wonder he's not interested. I wouldn't be.
Why would he? Why 4 years ago?
Well, I don't know. Well, because he said, well, that would have been like 7 years ago. Well, anyway, the Paul Allen died in 2018 and stipulated that the eventual sale of his sports properties in his will. In his will, they had to eventually sell his stuff. And Knight was was expected to be the next guy to step in, and then they didn't ever sell it till now, I guess, or whatever. And he's not interested now. So they're looking for. They're in the process of finding a new owner. So you want to apply?
I do not. But I tell you what, you could get. What if MJ and LeBron came together and bought the team as partners, and then you could like name them like the Portland Goats or the something like that.
Yeah, there'll be a long line of people lined up. There'll be some. I bet you it ends up being a conglomerate. It'll end up being like 5 or 6 different businesses that come together to buy it or something. Yeah. Walmart would be a good idea, actually, except I don't want them spending money on that. They need to spend their money at the University of Arkansas. So. Well, doesn't Magic part of the Commanders?
I have no idea, dude. I know that Michael owns Mr. Jordan owns a NASCAR. He's like part of a NASCAR team.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah. They get into all kinds of stuff, man. Race horses. Karl Malone is big into race horses.
Yep.
They're always it wouldn't surprise me. That's what I think is interesting is that the NBA has the right to veto the sale.
Bro, listen to this. Allen's will said that in the sale of the Blazers, his directive was to eventually sell his sports holdings and direct all estate proceeds to philanthropy.
That's cool.
Oh, how much? I wonder how much of that 3.6 million or billion or whatever is his. You know what I mean? Or you know what I mean? So you get all that? Oh.
You mean if they sell for 3.6 billion?
Yeah, like I don't think he's the sole owner, or was or something. I don't know.
He could be. Jerry's the sole owner of the Cowboys. I mean, it's possible.
His sister Jody has been the chair.
But he would
the Blazers and the Seahawks.
If he's saying he's going to take his sports holdings and he's going to sell it and turn it towards philanthropy, then he doesn't plan on keeping the 3.6 billion if it sells. It's going to go. Well,
he's dead.
Oh, now he's dead, right?
He's dead. He's been dead since 2018.
Okay, well, I don't know. 3.6, maybe. Yeah, you would like it to go to philanthropy, like you said in your will, but it probably end up, not going where you think it's going to go or whatever. You got no control over your money once you die. Hence the whole thing about you can't take it with you.
Yeah. Well, we're going to donate this all to the such and such foundation that I just started. And
yeah, exactly.
It'd be something like that, won't it? Probably.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
there's actually a joke about that. There's a rich man that dies, and in his will, he wants all of his money and his everything buried with him in his casket, all of his holdings and all that.
Oh wow.
And so they're at the funeral, and the wife is sitting on the front row crying, and her friend's beside her. And she said, "I've got to ask you, did y'all really do it? Did you put all that money in there with him?" And she said, "I liquidated everything like he asked. I sold everything, turned everything into cash, wrote him a check, put it in his pocket, buried him."
Wrote him a check. Yeah. Oh, a check. You wanted real money. Hold on. All right. Matter of fact, I was paying the whole thing off right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the Blazers are for sale. That's one thing there. Of course, we was talking about the combine stuff a little bit before we started, and that's all going on. Are you watching it right now? You said you got it on?
It's on commercial right now, but yeah, I've got it going on.
I'm interested to see how Carter does. And watch it later.
I haven't seen him on the floor yet, but
okay. he made
both teams are in blue and gray right now, so I don't. And it's
hard
weird.
to tell apart, ain't it? I know.
It's weird because of what the teams are named and all that. So I'm thinking there's probably more than one combine game. So
It's like 4.
yeah, so he may not even be in this one that I'm watching.
He's supposed to be playing right now. Supposed to be.
Okay. All right.
I don't know.
I haven't seen him yet.
Okay.
I have seen Sears. Sears was out there.
I've seen some highlight videos of him on X right now.
Oh, okay.
Uh-oh.
Oh, he looking good.
No.
As Hog fans, we want him to go out there and just brick everything he puts up.
Yeah. Stone won't fall or something.
Yeah. What's really weird in these combine things is so like the commentators are on the sidelines, and every time they go to like a timeout, they go up to the booth and start talking with the commentators. And like right now, they got Derek Fisher up there. Derek's talking about the combine and the kids in the combine. A while ago, it was Calvin Sampson. So during timeouts and stuff, you're getting like a little bit of insight on what the guys that are at the combine watching are seeing.
Gotcha. Sampson's there?
Yeah, Calvin Sampson was there.
I heard Dusty May was there. He was watching one of his guys that might come back.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Oh, there he is. There's Carter doing a close-up on him. Dadgummit.
Yeah.
Come on, Carter. Dribble it off your foot. Out of bounds.
Yeah, I was hoping we'd have some more clips from Cal this week because they got the Arkansas Road Show or whatever's going on. And and they're out traveling. They went to Bentonville and then they're going to Hot Springs and Little Rock and wherever.
Yeah, there was this picture of Cal posted on X last week or whatever, and he's got like a beard, right?
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, he's growing. He must be watching the show. He's growing his beard out too. And I guess the picture was from 2020 back during COVID or something.
Yeah, it was. I saw it circulating around.
I kind of thought he looked good with the beard, man.
Somebody shared it, and Brad Calipari quote tweeted it and said, "No way. This is either AI or no way." And then Cal came out with his video,
Yeah.
Said, "Here I am out here walking the dog with Ellen, no beard."
Yeah.
And then
He goes, that was from 2020. I thought he looked good with the beard, man.
I did too, man. Looked like a mafioso.
Yeah, I had it all trimmed.
Slick back hair, man. Yeah. He turned to the side one time. He had these big long curls in the back. I was like, whoa,
Rocking the mullet.
He needs to bring it back. He looked a lot younger 5 years ago too. It's kind of strange.
Let me tell you something. The mullet has made a comeback. The kids today, I've been going to soccer games, so I've been around a lot of, what do they call them? I can't remember. No, they're like Gen Alpha, Gen.
What?
Gen. New one? Yeah, there's a new one. It's what the nephews are. Anyway.
Okay.
Anyway, the mullet is making a comeback, man.
Really? Levi had one there for a while.
Tiger King. I never watched that, Floppy. I heard so many things about this show, Tiger King, and I never watched it.
Yeah, that show's hilarious. Yes, it's great.
I heard it's like a car wreck. I heard it's watching a car wreck.
You can't turn away from, bro. It's crazy. It's crazy.
And I have never watched it.
Yeah, well, he's in prison now, so.
Well, supposedly that for good reason, right?
Murder plot. I mean, yeah, kind of. Yeah, I don't know. Depends on who you talk to. He's framed. He's framed.
Framed. Okay, all right.
Okay, what year were they born?
The twins?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. They're in ninth grade. I don't know what year they were born.
You don't know a birthday? What kind of uncle are you?
Their birthday's in April. They just had a birthday.
Are they driving yet? They're not driving yet.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, they got their permits. They have their permits.
But they're not 16. They're not out.
No. I think they're 14 years old.
All right. So that would be 2011.
Yeah, 2010, 2011. Yeah, that's about right.
They're out on the line. Gen Z is supposedly ends in 2012.
And then what's Alpha isn't Gen Alpha?
Is 13 to 24.
Which I totally disagree with, because I've seen these kids coming up and it's Gen Beta, if it's anything. It ain't no Gen Alpha.
Gen Beta is the next one. That's this year, starting this year, 2025 to 2039. You will be Generation Beta.
Yeah. Well, I'm just telling you, with Gen Alpha, the mullet is making a comeback, which doesn't surprise me, because all fashion, all fad stuff like that end up coming around, again.
Yeah.
Like when I was in high school, the big thing was to roll your cuffs, man. You roll the cuffs of your jeans, man. That's how you showed you were something special, which I always thought was stupid, but that was something they was doing in the 50s. In the 50s, they were rolling their cuffs. It's not like we invented rolling our cuff. Yeah.
Same thing with bell bottoms. They can make a comeback.
Bell bottoms made a comeback. Mom jeans made a huge comeback.
Mom jeans.
Yeah, like the high rising jeans. You know what I'm talking about? Like they instead of low rise jeans, which are my favorite, high rise jeans, they like button along the belly button, like they're pulled way up. Some people call them mom jeans.
Okay, if you say so.
I'm telling you, man.
You never heard of it.
I live around a bunch of women. I know about this stuff.
Yeah, so I guess we're Gen Xers.
Yeah, we are. Me and you, yeah.
Let's just read up on what it says about us.
We are one of the toughest generations.
Known as the latchkey generation.
Yeah, I don't know how many kids I knew that had a key tied around their neck for after school. We didn't have babysitters, daycares.
Navigate the world of rising divorce rates and economic uncertainty. Their independent spirit stands out.
Okay.
Key defining events: the Cold War, rise of personal computers.
Sure, yeah.
MTV and pop culture.
Cell phones.
We grew up on music videos and
we actually didn't have cell phones. That was like right toward the end. Bag phones just came around like when I was in high school. So like that was like the beginning of cell phones, were the bag phones and stuff like that.
Stereotypical behaviors: independent, skeptical,
what?
And adaptable.
I like the last one. I don't know. I'm kind of skeptical of that skeptical one, man.
Witnessing political scandals like Watergate made them wary of authority.
It wasn't just Watergate. It was a bunch of stuff.
We had the punk rock movement.
Hell yeah, we did. Heck yeah, dude.
We had the Breakfast Club.
Yeah, that was ours.
And video games became the cornerstone of leisure and creativity.
Yeah, that's the downfall of humanity right there.
Atari and Nintendo.
Yeah. ColecoVision. Don't forget ColecoVision, man.
Yeah, I had one of those. That's wild.
I had an Atari, and I had a buddy down the street that had a ColecoVision. So we would play, Atari at my house and ColecoVision at his house. He was a little more well off than I was, I guess is what you'd say. Like his family had a little bit more money or a little more debt. I don't know which, but he had like the full Castle Gray Skull and like all the little. Yeah, dude, we go over and play Castle Gray Skull for He-Man forever, dude. I love that.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, best Christmas I ever had, bro. Got some.
You got the.
Dude, my dad had them had them all lined up under the Christmas tree in a big battle scene, like they were fighting. Yeah. That one Christmas stands out, but that year I got some pretty cool stuff. Got a 4-wheeler that year. That's how good that year was.
I think my favorite Christmas was I asked Mom, I said, because when your birthday falls pretty close to Christmas, they always want to like combine presents. Parents want to get off cheap and combine presents. Now that's your birthday present too. So
I got kids. I know why, but
oh yeah, I totally get it now that I'm older. I totally get it. It's like
poor Chad. He's born on Christmas.
Yeah, it's like when they used to tell us, "Y'all go outside and don't come back. Like just go outside and go play." They weren't worried about us being healthy and being out. They were tired of us. They wanted some alone time.
Dude, bro, yeah.
But
yeah.
What were we talking about? Oh, one Christmas, she asked me what I wanted for Christmas, and I said, I want something for Christmas, and you can make it my birthday present too, but it's expensive. And she said, what? And I said, I want cable TV in my bedroom. And she said, and this was 6th grade. And she said, I will get you cable TV for your bedroom, but the first morning that I can't get you up out of bed, no more cable in your bedroom. And she figured it wasn't going to last that long. I'd stay up till 3 a.m. watching an HBO movie that I've seen 500 times, because back then HBO only had 10 movies that they replayed every month, and then they'd bring in 10 more movies and play them over and over every month.
Yep.
But I'd stay up till 3 a.m. and she'd come in and my feet would hit the floor so fast, man. I'd be up out of bed, dressed. Sometimes I'd get dressed for school before I go to sleep just because it'd save me time. I could just get up.
It's crazy what motivates you, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no kidding, Floppy. They had a bunch of arcades back then, bro.
There's one here in Conway called Action Jacks or something like that, and he has a whole bunch of old arcade pinball machines and stuff like that. Man, what a blast. I can go in there with like a bucket of tokens and just spend hours.
Yeah, I think we've got one here. I think I haven't been there, but I was seeing it. We got a couple of different things I want to try out. I got a thing for Christmas to go to. It's not Top Golf, but it's not Top Golf. It's not like
Golden Tee. Does it have the rolly ball?
I don't know. I've never been there. I haven't been there. I've driven by. It's got the big nets and the different targets you can hit, and like a restaurant or something inside. I don't know.
Yeah,
but anyway, I got a gift certificate to go there. It's usually a group thing. So I need you to come up and come hit the balls with me sometime.
But it's not a Top Golf?
It's not Top Golf. No, it's named something else.
But is it on target? Sounds like a ripoff of Top Golf.
It sort of is, but they don't have like where you can hit off different levels, and it's just a driving range. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Let me look this up. I think that's in.
We have a new go-karting place in Bologna, and the go-karts go up to 55 miles an hour, and they got a mile of track.
A mile?
Yeah, a mile of track.
Holy crap. I'm about to get out and find some golf courses, man. Dude, it's hot today. What the heck?
It was hot today, but I was done with work. Got a new sub. My lady sub finally quit,
Mm-hmm.
and I got a new guy, 25 years old. He's very quiet.
25.
25, yeah. He's very quiet, dude. Very, very quiet. Like,
Yeah.
which is not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. When you come into a new job and everything, I'd rather you be quiet than a loudmouth or whatever until you know what's going on or whatever. But I gave him half the route today and I did the other half. And when I got done with my half, he called me on the phone and said, "Okay, I'm done." So he did his half in the same time I did my half.
Well, that's good.
And I was like, "All right, man, let's head back." So we met back up at the post office. I said, "Tomorrow you'll take the second half and I'll take the first half." And I think he's actually going to work out.
There you go. Good deal.
I was done today at like 12:30.
Is this the first day that he's done that?
It's only his second day of training.
Okay.
So yeah, this is the first day he's carried any mail.
So you could come in tomorrow and be like, "Oh, you missed like 42 boxes."
Well, that's why I'm going to do the first half tomorrow, and he's going to do the second half, so I can follow him and see how he did. But I mean, everything was cased and in order. So as long as he, and he didn't he brought like 2 or 3 pieces of mail back with him. He said, "Yeah, I think I missed these." And I was like, "If that's all you missed, that ain't no big deal." I mean, Faye brought back half my route one time. So yeah.
All right. Well, at least he's working out then. That's good.
Yeah, and he keeps showing up. He had a vehicle to run out of. Big old boy. He's like 6'6". He's a big old kid.
Wow. That's big. I titled this wrong. I thought this announcement was for Thanksgiving. This is for Christmas.
There's a Thanksgiving one too.
I know, but this is the one I was looking at is for Christmas.
I think on Christmas the Cowboys play the Commanders, and then on Thanksgiving they play the Chiefs. Their opener is against the Eagles.
Did they put the schedules out?
Their home the schedule's out. And the home opener is against the Giants.
Not all of it yet.
Oh, okay. They're just trickling it out little by little.
So they got the first game of the year, Philadelphia, week 1.
Yeah, and their home opener is the Giants at home.
And then, just like you said, on Thanksgiving, they got Kansas City, and then Christmas, Washington. That's it.
We're talking about the Cowboys, by the way. That's who we're talking about.
Yeah, that's the only 3 on here right now.
So.
Interesting.
Yeah. Maybe Jerry. Maybe Jerry's tired of being the Cowboys owner and he'd like to try his hand at the NBA. He should go buy that Portland team and sell the Cowboys.
Yeah, right. He ain't doing that. He ain't never doing that, bro.
Dude, with the money that he made off selling the Cowboys, it would be pocket change buying the Portland Trailblazers.
Yeah, how much he could sell them for probably.
Yes. $100 billion. I bet you he could get $100 billion out of it.
That's crazy. I don't know, but that's nuts. Let me see.
That would be I'm telling you, pocket change to buy the Portland Trailblazers after he sold the Cowboys.
Let's see what it says here. Holy moly. Here's the purchase price and oh my gosh, these guys have made bazillions.
Oh yeah.
Dude, this dude bought the Packers for $50.
I thought the Packers were owned by the city.
Well, the city may have bought it or whatever, but the sales price was $50.
Yeah, I thought
current value $1.9 billion.
Yeah, I thought you could the fans of Green Bay somehow bought into the team somehow. I might have got that from.
No, they're like they don't have they don't have an owner, like a person that's an owner.
Yeah,
like a board or whatever. It's owned by the city.
Yeah, but I think like you as a citizen or of Green Bay or like a Packers fan can actually buy into the team, or you could at one time.
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
That would be
Try to
neat.
find the Cowboys on here and see what they're worth. Let me see.
Well,
Dallas Cowboys.
Or are we talking about financially or on the field? Because last year they weren't worth a shit on the field.
1989, he bought him for $150 million.
Yeah, he could sell it.
$50 million, bro.
I'm telling
Now
you, he get double digits million or billions.
let's see. What is that? That's 1 million there, so that's a billion. So 4 billion. 4 billion. That's all you get.
No, I think he could get more than that. If he actually put him up for sale.
That's the highest one. That's the highest one too.
I think if he actually put him up for sale, I bet you he could get double digit billions. I bet you he could get 10 billion for him if he really wanted to sell him.
That's nuts. These numbers are crazy, bro.
Yeah.
The Chicago Bears, $100.
Okay, well, off of Knox's team, they're interviewing the kid that they think, was the star of the game, and it's not Knox. Okay. So that makes me feel it was PJ Haggerty was the best. He had 18 points.
Oh, wow.
7 of 13 with 7 rebounds.
Dang.
Yeah, so PJ tore it up. So it was not
PJ.
Carter. It was not Carter Knox was not the player of the game. So that's good.
Okay.
I think that's
good. That's what I like to hear.
Hey, you don't want to hear it. Hey, we're interviewing Carter Knox, had 25 points, 10 rebounds. It's like, oh crap.
Let me see here if I can find a thing somewhere that shows me some stats. Let's see here.
Derrick Henry got him a 2-year, $30 million extension, includes $25 million guaranteed.
Who did?
Derrick Henry.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. 30 mil extension.
25 mil guaranteed.
I just think Jerry could have got him.
25 million for 2 years, man. 2 years of work, and I'll give you $25 million. Actually, I'll give you $25 million, and then you can go do your 2 years of work, which to me is stupid because, I mean, once you pay me the $25 million, I'm not going to have much incentive to go to work. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, here's a box score, maybe. Let's see what this is. Oh, they're still playing?
Not on my TV. They're not. The game's over.
Let me see.
Oh, it might be halftime or something. Surely he doesn't have 18
No,
points.
it says live. It's fourth quarter. Right now, let's see. He's on Team Mueller. He's played 18 minutes. He's 2 for 6. 1 for 4 from 3.
The game that you're talking about is over. I'm watching.
5 rebounds. I'm looking at the box score.
Oh, okay.
So points, total points. Where's that at? Points. He had 8 points and 5 rebounds, and no assists. And then Haggerty went off. Looks like.
How did Sears end up? Because every time I saw him, he was going in and missing the shot.
He ended up with 11 points, 4 rebounds, and 7 assists.
What was his field goals?
4 for 10.
That's what I thought. I thought he missed a lot.
And 1 for 3 from 3. The other guy I'm interested in watching is Jameer Watkins. He played in that game, in the same game with Carter there just now. 12 points, 4 rebounds, no assists, 1 block. Ain't the best thing.
So I did hear today that Giannis. Now this was a rumor. I mean, I don't know if it's official or not. I did hear that Giannis is not interested in going to the West Coast. Like he wants to stay in the East.
I heard somebody say something about that, like they thought that would be a better idea because who wants to go out and play in the West?
How's it going, Brandon? You still on the Adam Silver kick, huh? I don't know why you hate this guy so much. I really don't. But they're hilarious. Keep them coming.
This is his shit.
Yeah. It's funny, though. It's funny.
It's funny. Adam Silver.
Adam Silver.
That dude is an alien for real.
He sure looks like one. He looks more like a vampire, I think, than an alien. I think Brandon's right. Is like he does. He's all pale and he's got no hair. His ears are kind of pointy.
Never seen him outside in the light.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Hey, Brandon might be onto something.
He's always indoors.
Yeah,
yeah, he might be onto something.
Yeah. Oh, I see. You feel like the Dallas thing was a rig job. I get it. I totally get that. I do. I did hear that Giannis is not interested in going to the West Coast. He'd like to stay in the East. The two landing spots I heard from him were not interesting at all, man. One of them was Toronto, the Raptors. And the other one was,
well,
I don't remember where, but the Brooklyn Nets. And I was like, really? Why would, if you're Giannis, I'd be much more interested in going and playing with Wemby and Castle than playing at Toronto or Brooklyn.
Yeah, I heard he wants to go to one of the lesser income state taxes too, which would be like Texas or Florida. So he can go anywhere in Texas.
You don't think that Nico guy would like trade the number 1 pick to get Giannis, do you? That would be so funny, dude. That would be so funny if he traded the number 1 pick to get Giannis.
Yeah, Brandon heard the income tax rumor too. Yeah.
So if Giannis was to go to Dallas, you'd have Giannis, AD,
Lively.
I don't think so.
Gafford.
So one of those is probably Gafford's going to have to go in the trade.
He's going to have to. He wants to get paid too, so he's probably going to go somewhere.
Yeah, but he's still got a year on his, or he's at the. They want to do an extension right now with him, and I don't think he's interested in the extension. He wants that max contract or whatever, and I don't
know if he get a max, but whatever he can get, he's wanting to get.
Yeah, yeah, that's it. There's Brandon. So they get Giannis and then they trade him to the Lakers to get LeBron.
I saw something a while ago where it was like they somehow AD ends up back in LA with Luka and LeBron and everybody. I was like, what? No way. No way.
Oh man,
they might burn Nico if that happens.
Dude, there's no way. I'm kind of with Brandon on this, dude. As far as like it being rigged, I mean, there's no way Nico gets rid of Luka unless the league has like, and the way it was done behind closed doors and nobody knew about it and all this stuff, and then boom. Dallas had what, a 1.8% chance of getting the number 1 pick, and oh my gosh, Dallas got the number 1 pick.
No,
it's just the whole thing.
It's almost as if a natural disaster happened down there, and then something righted the ship. The NFL's rigged too, bro. I mean, there's several instances where they had like, who won the Super Bowl in 2001? Was it the Giants? Or the Patriots, probably the Patriots, right?
It was the Patriots, yeah. After 9/11, after Katrina, New Orleans won one.
New Orleans won, yeah. Same thing. It's rigged, bro. It's all rigged.
Well, so did Jerry use up all of his goodwill in the 90s, and so Jerry's like sitting around suffering until it's his turn to be on top again?
Yeah, he used up his goose egg.
Yeah, got it.
It's over.
All right. It is very hinky that Dallas comes away with the number 1 pick. New Orleans comes into the league their first year, and oh my God, New Orleans got the number 1 pick. And they get AD. I watched the guy go over like all the picks from 2013 or all the number 1s from 2013. And it's like, they're all kind of like, what? LeBron coming out and going to Cleveland. I mean, just crazy stuff, dude.
It is, man. It's wild, actually.
Yeah.
All right, man.
I feel like at this point, if it is rigged, like they should just be like the WWE and come out and say, all right, yeah, it's rigged, guys. It's rigged. Probably Las Vegas doesn't want them doing that, though.
What'd you comment on here? Oh, shortening the season. Shortening the season. Shortening the NBA season.
I don't think that'll ever happen. It's just because the NBA is not going to give up revenue. So
they never talk about losing games. If anything, it'd be more games. You know what I mean?
But what you could do is you could make the rosters deeper.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I was fixing to say too.
If you make the rosters deeper to where you could have a team 1 and a team 2 or something like that, then but no. I think these guys are a bunch of wusses anyway. I mean, yes.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything about the NBA getting more games, but there has been talks about college getting more games per season, and they're actually adding one this year. There's one more.
They already play, like if you make it into the tournament, you're already playing like 40 plus games.
Yeah. So I think we're gonna play like 50. More you play, better. Let's start in September and just go another month. Let's do it.
Well, the way the Hogs were playing, I'm all for it because they didn't start coming around till the end of the season. Like at the beginning of the season, we went on this terrible, 5-game losing streak, and then we had to spend the rest of the year recovering from it. But with a longer season, it gives you more games to recover from something like that. It also gives you more times to get worse. So
yeah,
it could work.
A long season as it is.
Yeah, it could work either way. But I don't see the NBA giving up revenue. They're never going to give up.
No. But I mean, if you're going to pay these college kids a bunch of money, it makes sense that they're going to want more games, because hey, we got to pay them, and plus, we're paying them. They need to earn their keep.
I just want the only 2 things I really want changed in college is the transfer portal. I'd like it changed, and I don't feel like you should be allowed to opt out. Like postseason, you should not be allowed to opt out. It's part of we're hiring you to do a job. The job's not over until the very last game. That means you play every game, even if it's a crappy 6-6 bowl game. Take your butt out there and play because we're paying you money to do it. That's the only thing that I really want to see changed. And I think if you change the transfer portal, it helps the opt out thing.
Yeah, I saw someone say for college, it was. I don't remember all the details, but it was like you get 5 years of eligibility, 5 years to complete your degree. Basically, you get 5 years of eligibility. You can transfer once.
Ooh.
If you transfer again, you have to sit out a year.
Oh, kind of like the old rule.
Yeah. Second transfer, you got to sit out.
I think there was some other. Sit out a year, you're not getting paid.
Well, I don't know about that. They might pay him to come there, but you got to stay next year. So I don't know.
I'm saying like if you transfer once, if you go to transfer the second time, not only do you have to sit out a year, that would be a year of you not making any money because you're having to sit out.
That's what I'm saying. They may pay him anyway. Like
Oh,
you're still
no.
on the roster or whatever. You know what I mean?
I ain't paying a kid not to play.
Well, he ain't coming there then.
That's
So
that's
I mean,
okay. Go somewhere else. They can pay you not to play. I don't want to pay anybody not to play.
okay, well then that won't be a thing.
Unless you're
Nobody
talking
will.
about the team that you're transferring to, I can understand them paying you.
That's what I was talking about. Yeah,
Yeah,
of course, not the team that let you left. No.
I still would have trouble. Is he allowed to practice with the team and all that?
I mean, we're making up the rules, so yeah, sure.
Okay, if he can practice with the team, I'm in. But if he has to like legitimately set out, no contact, anything like that, it'd be hard for me to
I
pay.
don't think so.
pay a
I think
guy.
that's like you're a red shirt, right? You get to do all the stuff. You just can't
Yeah,
play
yeah.
games. You know what I mean? So
That
be
would-
same thing.
Yeah.
Should be anyway.
What if a kid transfers to you and you're going to pay for him to sit out, and then he practices with you all year long, and you find out, dang, I really don't want this kid. He's not really what I thought he was going to be. And now you want him gone. Well, he can't transfer another year. That means you could have a kid that is like an 8-year player because he sat out.
How's that work now? Like, I'm sure there's guys that you recruit and they get there and it's like, how do you make them leave without, you just tell them
you don't re-sign them, I guess. The end of the
I guess
year.
now you don't. I guess now you don't, but
yeah.
In the past it was different.
In the past, the coach would help you find another place. They'd be like, you're not really fitting in here, but I got a guy at Boise State that can get you a spot on the team, and you would help Boise State out. But we really don't need you here this year. So usually the coach would find you, or the staff would find you somewhere else to go to get rid of you. I don't know how, now that we're paying them, it's just like, listen, dude, we're not re-signing you. Go get in the portal. Maybe you can get picked up somewhere else. I don't think we worry about them anymore.
I don't know.
I think that's their agent. It's their agent's job.
Yeah. Well, it is. So
at that point, yeah.
That's tough.
That is tough, man. I mean, but
conversation.
There's going to be, there are hits and misses in the pros all the time. Guys that they think are going to be awesome coming out of college and they end up not being very good at all. Greg Oden comes to mind. He's like always the first one that pops into my mind. He was. So
yeah, we
got we got 3 freshmen coming in. Acuff, Thomas,
technically 4, but one of them's a 20 or something like that.
Yeah, he's from overseas. So we're going to pay these 3 freshmen probably pretty good money because they're like top 10, top 20 players. So we're bringing them in. We're going to pay them good money. You find out one of them is actually a cancer in the locker room, or he's, a troublemaker off the floor, or maybe he doesn't listen in practice, or whatever the reason. You're stuck with him for the year, and he's going to make that money. But that, that happens that happened before we were paying players, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure it did.
But
anyway, all right, man. Well, let's see. We touched on the 3 main topics. So, anything else you want to talk about before we get out of here?
I can't think of anything. We talked about the Cowboys schedule. It's pretty sad that I'm already getting excited for Cowboys when we're so far away from the beginning of the season, but getting kind of pumped, dude. This George Pickens pickup is kind of, getting me kind of a little excited. And then we picked up old Booker in the draft. I'm kind of liking the Cowboys this year.
We'll see how it goes, I guess.
But I've watched the rookie mini camp, a little bit of the rookie mini camp, and of course, there's no Dak Prescott on the field. I want to know how Dak has recovered. Like, I want to see some video of Dak throwing the football. I want to see.
Yeah.
I want to see him in helmet and pad. I want to know that he's, that he's not 300 pounds or something like that.
Okay. Let's check on him here. Let's see.
And I don't know how long an injury like that takes to heal. I mean, when you rip the hamstring away from the bone, it seems like that might take a little while.
Yeah, I was trying to see here.
That is a hot take, Brandon. That is a huge hot take. You have more confidence in the Cowboys than I do at this point.
I don't know. Super Bowl teams usually take a step back, normally, unless you're the Patriots or somebody. So you figure Philly. Well, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. That's a tough division.
Dude, Philly still got Barkley. They still got Hurts.
Be good.
Washington was good last year. Now there's where you might have a step back. Some of the rookies last year that did really good, some of them have a sophomore slump. So Daniels could come out and have a not as great a year. I think he'll still have a good year.
When was this? May the 11th.
Eagles, Cowboys, Commanders, Giants.
So
I kind of like Tampa Bay too, Brandon. I don't know about the Giant thing. The Giants, that's a big leap for the Giants from where they were last year to you got them in fourth place. That's
what you mean.
Of course, that's just my division, so they come in last, I guess.
Yeah, that's what he's saying.
I don't know, dude. That's going to be tough between the Cowboys and the Commanders. Who's going to come in second? Who's going to come in third? And I'm just giving the Eagles, some respect from winning the Super Bowl and what they did last year. They could take a step back.
Yeah, I think the Giants are going to stinkola.
And then you have the Giants are going to be great running the football. Okay, but that's it. That's all they're going to be able to do.
He ain't going to see the field, bro.
It does look a little bit better.
You saying that because of Scatterboo?
Yeah.
He ain't going to see the field.
They'd be smart to trade him to the Cowboys. Is what they'd be.
Why would you want him? He's like 4 foot tall.
I just love the way the kid runs, man. He runs with everything.
College,
he's running with everything he's got. Okay, when he starts tearing up the NFL, just like last year when you didn't believe in me when I was talking about the Sun.
I got on the Scatterboo train when I watched him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
four games in after I'd been telling you about him for 4 games. That's when you decided to jump on the train.
I liked him.
He'll be the same way in the NFL. Scatterboo's not. He sucks. He's only 4 foot tall. And then when he starts tearing up the league, man, this Scatterboo guy's pretty good.
Nah. He won't even see the field probably.
I think he will just because they're the Giants and they don't have anything better. What are they going to put in front of him? Who are you putting in front of him?
I don't know. I was trying to find their depth chart. I don't know who else they got. Let's see. NFL teams. New York Giants. Depth chart. They've got Tyrone Tracy Jr. They got Devin Singletary. They got Cam Scatterboo. He's third on the depth chart right now. And then Eric Gray is their 4th running back. Let me see this here. Tyrone.
I'll give you a hot take right now. Okay. By the end of OTAs, Cam Scatterboo will either be the starting running back or the backup running back. He'll be either number 1 or 2 on the depth chart.
Well, after looking at this sucky ass depth chart, I wouldn't doubt it one bit. Good Lord.
It's the Giants, man. Come on.
They suck, bro.
Man, that's like watching an old woman fall down and then laughing and kicking her. The Giants suck. Everybody knows the Giants suck.
Yeah, right.
And they didn't even get rid of. They didn't get rid of their head coach. And it does not mean that what happened last year will have any reflection on this year. There's always that team that was at crap last year that ends up making the playoffs the next year. And there's also like you can't predict injury. You know what I mean? If only they had a good halfway. You telling me, brother? What an idiot! What an idiot! I'm not paying no quarterback $40 million to hand the ball off. Well,
idiot.
Your first mistake was paying the quarterback $40 million.
Second mistake was trading him in the conference. Like,
yeah, what were you thinking?
That was stupid. Like, what?
I don't know.
All right, man. Let's get out of here. There's some NBA on tonight if you're interested.
That's the only thing we didn't talk about. Thunder end up going up 3-2 on the Nuggets, which great game. That was a back and forth ball game. That was a great game.
I thought Nuggets had that the whole game. They were
they played. The fourth quarter they could not hit a shot. They could not hit a layup. They couldn't hit nothing.
Yeah, Thunder. Wow,
and then Halliburton goes off against the Cavs and eliminates the Cavs. Man, the Cavs. That's got to be the most pitiful feeling in the world. You have the best record in the NBA and you get knocked out in the second round, and not just get knocked out in like a seventh game really close. Like you got your butt handed to you in a series. It'd be interesting to see what the Cavs do off season, if they're just going to roll the same thing back or if they're going to try to add a piece or something like that. Because Donovan Mitchell, I actually kind of like watching the guy play, but he was so gassed at the end of every game. Like he looked like he was just worn out at the end of every game.
It's hard for me to root for anyone in the East besides Orlando.
Yeah.
So the only time, whenever I've watched Donovan Mitchell recently, I've been rooting against him. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I'm not like, oh, good shot, or what I'm like, man, guy, knock him down, or something. What I mean?
Yeah, but you can't admit you can't deny that the kid is talented. I mean,
oh my gosh, yes,
some of the stuff that he does, it's just
he's good.
And what's crazy is, and I heard this stat while I was watching the game, they led the NBA in 3-point percentage all year long, and then they hit the playoffs. They could not buy a three to say. Did you see what Max Strus? Did you hear about him?
Yeah, he sent out a text or something.
He's like, if you ain't gonna give it your all, then don't show up or something like that. And then he goes like 0 for 9 with 0 points.
Great pep talk, bub.
Yeah. Maybe you need to worry about your own play instead of everybody else's.
Yeah. So, and then tonight we got Nick's probably going to put the Celtics away. And then, here's
Minnesota
and the Warriors.
Okay, here is a chance for Scottie Pippen to prove that he can do the job without Michael. Okay, here's Jaylen Brown's biggest chance he's ever had to go out and show I can be a leader of this team too. I really feel like the Knicks will probably win it without Tatum's offensive output. But man, Jalen's had games where he's put up 30, 40 points. So, I mean, if they expect to push this series any further, he's got to show up. Al Horford's got to show up. Pretty much everybody on the team has got to show up for this ball game if they want to go any further. Because from here on out, you are Tatum-less. So
they may, rally the troops tonight and get one tonight.
They might.
Maybe. But they're not. I don't think they're going to win this series. And even if they do, they're not going anywhere, bro.
Well, again, I saw things online about how this is a conspiracy theory too. Like apparently, there was a WWE match earlier in the year that Halliburton showed up to, and Jalen Brunson was sitting on the front row, and they kind of had an altercation.
Oh,
and people have been bringing that up now that it looks like it's going to be Indiana and New York facing each other.
Wow.
So
Three.
we're working the WWE into the NBA now. So this will be good. This should be good.
Sports entertainment.
It's like Dennis and the mailman. You remember when they went at each other in WCW?
Mm-hmm.
Mailman was running around with Diamond Dallas Page, and Dennis was running around with the NWO.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I remember that. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
All right, dude. Let's get out of here, bro. I will catch you later. I didn't see you in the Discord. Bobby was in the Discord last night. You weren't in there.
I'm sorry, dude. I
up?
totally forgot about the Discord.
Dang. It's tough out here.
I can't even tell you what I was. Oh, I was watching videos last night on how to fix my pool. And then I had in the middle of the second half of the Oklahoma City. No. What was the first game? The Cavs and Indiana were the first game. At halftime, I had to run out to a buddy's house to borrow his heat gun.
Mm.
And by the time I got back, the Nuggets had started playing. So I had to look up to see who won the Cavs game. And then I saw Donovan crying on the bench and stuff. So
Gotcha.
So it's my bad. I should have got in the Discord, but I was preoccupied with other stuff.
It's all right. I'm not in there all the time either. But
which I have not even fixed my pool yet.
I was going to ask you, did you survive I guess you survived the hair blower in the pool.
It's a little nerve-wracking. I
know, especially when you're waist deep, right?
No, I didn't get in. I'm doing it from the side, but still, you got to hang the hair dryer over the water, you know. And of course, Lacey's laying on her stomach and she's holding the hair dryer with like 3 fingers, and I'm just eyeballing it the whole time. Like, you know, I got like my leg out over the water. I won't dip it in the water. This heat gun that I borrowed from my buddy John, dude, this thing, I was like, so like with the hair dryer, I was almost setting the hair dryer on the liner, trying to get the liner to be pliable.
Yeah.
He was telling me, he's like, dude, with this heat gun, you need to be like back up off of it, like about like this.
Yeah,
like,
you'll burn a hole in it if you don't.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, well, that makes me more nervous than, you know.
Those things are powerful. They are. Be careful. You will burn a hole in it.
So now I'm worried about now I'm worried about electrocuting myself, setting something on fire. And this could turn into a huge.
Well, you got plenty of water. Just cannonball right there. Put the fire out.
Yeah, just don't be holding the electric hair gun, heat gun when you do it.
Yeah, drop that first.
Get yourself on fire and then jump in and electrocute yourself. That would be a terrible death, right there.
What a way to go. What a way to go.
I always talk about going in a blaze of glory, but that is not what I meant at all.
You like Kerry Von Erich, bro. I heard watching some of his story a while ago. Did he kill himself, right? But he shot himself in the chest.
It's actually the number one way people do it.
That's wild. I don't know.
I always thought, you know,
I'm thinking I want to go directly blackout, but do not pass go.
You know, one of the reasons they shoot themselves in the chest is lots of times a rifle is used, right? Mm-hmm. So I guess it's easier. And then second thing is that you can miss and survive when you shoot yourself in the head. And I guess they're thinking that if they shoot themselves in the chest, if they miss the heart or whatever, at least they'll still bleed out or whatever. Dude, when you've gotten to that point, I don't know if you're thinking you're not really thinking that logically to begin with. So
that's rough.
But that's a good segue into 988, ladies and gentlemen. If you're thinking about hurting yourself or harming somebody else, there's a national hotline you can call. It's 988, Suicide and Crisis Hotline. They'll talk with you. They'll text with you. They'll chat with you. do whatever. And it doesn't have to be suicidal. It could just be, you know, a crisis. You're panicking over something or something like that. They want to talk to you. They'll stay on the line with you for hours at a time. Don't do life alone. Somebody out there cares that you are going to make it to tomorrow.
Somebody. Yeah. All right, brother.
It's kind of like it's kind of like the homeless thing that we talked about yesterday. Like it's hard for me to comprehend homelessness because I have so much friends and family that I feel like I would always have a place to go. Suicide kind of feels that way to me too. Like to be so hopeless that I wouldn't have anybody to talk to or anybody to turn to. I'm in a very blessed situation that I'm in. And some people are not that blessed. And so it's hard for me to comprehend somebody getting to that point. But
yeah.
I've had friends that have done it. I've had coworkers that have done it. It's just you're leaving tragedy behind you when you do that. Like your pain might be gone, but you just caused a whole bunch of pain to a lot of other people.
Yes, you did. She did. Don't do that. Yeah. Find somebody to talk to. Call the hotline. What we got to do? Don't do life alone. All right, brother. I'll catch you later.
All right, brother.
Peace out.
Go Hogs.
Thanks for watching our show. Remember to subscribe for more shows on the network. Smash the like button, share, and